Hey everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're having a great Saturday so far. And according to Fox News, politicians like Josh Hawley and AOC say that the next stimulus bill must include stimulus checks. Remember folks that Congress is considering a $908 billion stimulus proposal after months of negotiations. But before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the notifications bell. I always provide you with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check news. So be sure to subscribe and click the bell. Let's also get this video to 5,000 likes if you think that Congress must pass more stimulus relief.
Welcome back. Well, lawmakers are making progress on a next round of stimulus relief, with Democrats Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi signaling support for a $908 billion relief package. Through what Americans might be able to expect should this bill be passed. What kind of relief is out there for them should we pass this $908 billion relief bill?
Those who have been unemployed as a result of shutdowns, our small businesses who have had the biggest revenue losses, state and local government, our schools, and then some money for state and local government. So it's basically designed to plug the holes that still exist.
Green, it includes $300 billion in funding for small businesses through PPP, $240 billion in aid to state and local governments, $180 billion to extend boosted unemployment benefits at $300 per week.
Well, in terms of what's held up a bill, I think you guys highlighted on the last one. Unfortunately, Speaker Pelosi decided to play politics with this. She had I think it was a $3 trillion bill that we voted on essentially 2 different times. And anytime a bill comes to the floor, with very few exceptions, you can predict pretty quickly whether it's going to become law or whether it's a messaging bill.
And according to Newsweek, neither of the 2 competing stimulus proposals introduced this week includes a second round of stimulus checks. However, President-elect Joe Biden has said that $1,200 direct payments may still be in play. The first is a $908 billion proposal introduced by a coalition of Democrats and Republicans. And then we have Mitch McConnell's $500 billion proposal. And that includes an extra $300 per week in unemployment benefits, $160 billion for state and local governments, and nearly $290 billion in aid for small businesses through the Paycheck Protection Program. Democratic leaders including Biden, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and Senate Majority Leader and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer have backed the stimulus plan. Biden is still pushing for the bipartisan proposal, but on Friday the president-elect said, "I think it will be better if they have the $1,200, and I understand that may still be in play." He called the $900 billion proposal immediately needed, and it's going to be a down payment that will be followed up by more stimulus in the near future. So folks, when Joe Biden is in office, do you think that he'll pass more stimulus checks and more stimulus relief? Tell me what you think in the comments down below.
Not seen since the Great Depression. Hunger is at an all-time high in recent years. You have tens of thousands of people facing eviction. You got over 90 million people who are uninsured or underinsured. And what the American people want, they understand that in the midst of this crisis, through no fault of their own, because of their pandemic, the economy is in shambles. And they are asking the United States Congress to help them. At the very least, what we should be doing is continuing that $1,200 payment to every working class adult in this country, plus $500 for their children. In addition to that, I worry very much that in this bill being put together right now, there is legal immunity for corporations who have been irresponsible.
Everybody tell me in the comments down below, do you agree with Senator Bernie Sanders that our next stimulus relief bill should include $1,200 stimulus payments? Leave a comment down below saying yes or no. Josh Hawley tweeted out, "I will gladly work with @AOC and anyone else who wants to help working families. Families and working people in need should be the first consideration in stimulus relief, not the last." After months at a stalemate, Congress is inching towards a $908 billion stimulus bill. That excludes $1,200 direct payments to every American. A potential hurdle towards a deal for more progressive lawmakers such as Ocasio-Cortez. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez told NBC News that if people don't get UI or unemployment insurance assistance, and if they don't get a stimulus check, their relief is not going to be felt in their lives, not in a substantive way. So will I support resources to hospitals and schools and firefighters? Absolutely. But I'm extremely concerned that it's not going to solve the immediate problems that people have. Josh Hawley is one of the few GOP lawmakers who support stimulus checks. And according to Fox News, the window of opportunity to pass legislation for economic relief to millions of Americans is swiftly coming to a close, as unemployment benefits stemming from the pandemic are set to expire a day after Christmas, and moratoriums on evictions and student loan forbearance expire at the end of the year. AOC said, if you're on the brink of an eviction or if you're behind on 6 months of bills, you need that check, and state and local funding is not going to help you.
Conference. That's what held us back, in my opinion. Now, what's holding us back is frankly, our Senate colleagues and the Speaker. They need to close this deal. This deal needs to get done. They're still in different places. Washington is a leadership-driven town, and we need them to come together. I'm more optimistic today than I have been in probably the last 2 or 3 months. When we first put it out in September. When we first put out our House version, I was optimistic, and then RBG passed away. It slowed things down. But now I'm optimistic again because you're hearing the right things out of leadership, and we know they're actually talking, which doesn't usually happen. So we'll see.
Despite pushing for a much larger relief bill before the November 3rd election, Pelosi says she is willing to settle for a pared-down version to be passed more immediately, cites on a bigger relief package after January 20th, when President-elect Joe Biden takes office. Now, folks, what do you think Congress will do now? They have 6 days left to pass a government spending bill and a second stimulus package before Joe Biden enters office on January 20th. So will a stimulus payment be sent out? Tell me what you think in the comments down below. According to the New York Times, speaking in Delaware, Biden thanked the Republican and Democratic senators who are attempting to negotiate a $908 billion compromise package for the lame duck session. He said the situation is very urgent. If we don't act now, the future will be very bleak. The stimulus proposal under discussion would send nearly $300 billion in new aid to small businesses, $180 billion to unemployed workers, and $160 billion to state, local, and tribal governments suffering revenue shortfalls in the pandemic. Biden went on to urge lawmakers to come back for another wave of assistance after Inauguration Day, in part to help hasten the development of a vaccine. Biden also said it will be important for lawmakers to pass more sweeping legislation to address long-standing needs in the economy, like rebuilding infrastructure. According to the New York Times, Biden said, to truly end this crisis, Congress is going to need to fund more testing, as well as a more equitable and free distribution of the vaccine. We're going to need more economic relief to bridge through 2021, until this pandemic and economic crisis are over. With that being said, folks, that's all the news in today's video. If you found this video useful, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the notifications bell. That way you'll never miss all the newest and most up-to-date, reliable stimulus check information. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and until next time, have a great day.